But now we have in the studio the dozens. Well, some of the dozens. Some of them. 3 of the dozens.
A baker's dozen? No. That'd be a baker's dozen.
That'd be 13 people in the studio here. So welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Y'all want to talk into the mics there?
Yes. Right. Don't be shy. Come on.
Yeah. By the way, that microphone stand is the cat's butt, so I'm just going to remind you.
I won't touch it.
Tell us a little bit about the song we just played. Is part of the album y'all recorded in Muscle Shoals. Tell us a little bit about that.
The song in particular,
just the recording experience.
Process.
Yeah.
Well, it was fantastic. I mean, it's nice to be where there's so much history, and in even recent history, you know, there's been so many great people record up there, and we had just a fantastic experience with Jimmy Nutt, and he's so great to work with, and was really accommodating and really into what we were doing. You know, it was a situation where we sent him the tracks and said, would you be interested in producing? And he said, well, only if I'm into it. And so when he got back with us and said he would, it was like, wow, that was a real validation of
validation is exactly what I was about to say. I mean,
it's pretty awesome.
How else? I mean, that has to feel like if you if someone has very high standards and it's someone whose expertise you respect, and they say, okay, I've listened to it, and I mean, probably get sent stuff all the time. You know, and so he was able to go, I like this right here. The songwriting process with the dozens, how does that go with you guys?
It kind of varies. I mean, like the one you just played, like Time Is Wasting, was pretty much written by, most of it was written by me before we went into the studio. But I mean, what happens is we'll get an idea about something and kind of pitch it during rehearsal. We'll just pitch it to the other band members, and it just kind of works itself out from there. Okay. Everybody kind of throws their own ideas in there. And
so it truly is a collaborative effort.
Yeah, we want it to be. I mean, like I said, a lot of us have a lot of stuff that are written before we come in. But even the songs like that are subject, you know, we're still open to have parts changed and stuff if people don't feel like that it is something that sounds like the dozens, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually that song was our pick of the week.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So that was played on the rotation and the
that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So our listeners, everybody who was listening to B'ham Mtn Radio throughout the week, probably could check that song out.
Great.
Yeah. Well, how did y'all? We were joking earlier about the whole brown-eyed girl thing, and Michael and I we just joked around. That was not the first question we asked. We went ahead and just asked it off air. But one of the things that we talked about was the fact that y'all have played solo. But then you just mentioned that there's a dozens sound. How did y'all come together and decide to form a band and create that sound?
Yeah, Shelley can start that now.
Yeah. It actually started with my husband and I. My husband, Stephen Butler's the drummer.
The drummer,
yeah.
You know, and our our apologies to all drummers and bassists out
they
there
always
who wind up getting a shout. Well, we just don't have the studio is so small we can't have drummers, and so I always feel bad for the drummers who are like, I'm at home. So
and it's his birthday too.
Yeah, it is his birthday. I saw that on Twitter. Well, it's his birthday because I was going to wish him a happy birthday when he came in, and he's not here.
During the break, I'm going to go in another room and feel like crap.
Well, no. And isn't Stephen the one who reached out to us in the first place?
I'm sure he was.
Yes.
Was, yeah.
Y'all didn't even invite him? Really?
Well, we're sorry, Steve.
Our daughter wanted to be with him on his birthday. So.
Okay.
There we go. The concession.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Silver lining.
Go. Fine.
So y'all getting to, you said you're, as far as like creating the dozens.
Yeah, it started out with Stephen and I. It really was a list of things. I used to play in a band with him where he was the drummer and I was the bass player. So we had put together this list of songs just over the time we had been playing that we wanted to be the rhythm section on. And that's how it started out. And then it was like, well, who are some people we'd like to play with? And by and large, when we asked, they said yes. And then it kind of morphed into, well, Travis knew Brent, and Brent was a really fantastic bass player, and I'm capable, but that's about it. and it was between a
bass player and a bassist.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. There was a difference.
Exactly, and it was Stephen was like, you have to sing these songs, and I was reluctant at first, and that's kind of how it all came together.
Okay. Okay. So in the beginning, there were some songs that y'all had kind of put you and your husband had put together and brought to the group. But Travis, you were saying that a lot of times too, you'll bring stuff to the group. Right. Everybody kind of brings stuff into the mix, and
we're open. There's no like one person that kind of dictates the way things are going. We'll all just kind of bring things in there, and everybody just kind of works on it.
We asked that question to just about every guest, and that's the first time I think that I can remember that we have heard that a band is that all of y'all bring something, because it's usually either it's a completely collaborative effort or it's one person comes in, has an idea, and then everybody else comes around. But like you're saying, that like really different songs, the root comes from different ones of you, so which is cool. Yeah. That's a neat little collaboration there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to hear some live dozens.
Exclusive,
yes. Acoustic, unplugged live dozens after this next break. But we're going to kick this next set off with the Dozens with Demolition. So don't go anywhere. You're going to hear some exclusive live performances by the Dozens in just a sec.